Good morning and welcome back to a foggy zombie apocalypse here in Louisville. I'm standing here at the farm. So you might have remembered me when we were initially planting. I was like, the watermelons, they take so long to grow, and then you only get a single melon back. Because that's the way it worked in build 41 modded watermelons. I don't think were a crop in vanilla, but there was a mod, and you plant it, and then you harvest it, and you get a single watermelon back. So, to my surprise, as I was harvesting our first few blooming watermelons, look at that carry weight here. 58, that was 17 watermelons from 2 plants. And these things are heavy. We have a little bit of a storage problem. This is the first harvest of 28 watermelon. I don't know what to do with all these watermelons. So yeah, that's the first update from the farming side of things. Each one has a weight of 3. Then we can slice it. It's surprisingly loud. Sorry about that. And we have some watermelons to chomp on. Our sweet potatoes are also ready. You know what? I don't care if you're not blooming. I'm just gonna grab everything. One interesting thing, and I'm not sure why it's so the chives that we planted and already harvested did not just, you know, go away like every other plant at the moment, but they remained and can be harvested again already. Except for one plant that died, and then I replanted it, but it's still pretty much in a growing stage. Which I always think like, yeah, that's the way most plants work, right? I'm planting tomatoes, I can harvest them every year. I don't have to replant them every time after I harvest some. But yeah. So I gotta say, like again, we're not playing with the default settings for agriculture because I thought they were really bad and you could barely get anything harvested. And you might as well not bother with agriculture. I might have gone a little bit overboard. So 4 times speed, you get way more than I expected back in terms of harvest. I might fiddle around a little bit with the settings. Might have to either tone the seed down, or maybe it's a matter of keeping the growing seasons, but having the increased crop growing speeds. Anyway, I didn't really get much done in the days when we weren't recording. Mostly storing away watermelons. We're gonna need a couple. Yeah, we had the helicopter. That's already over. Let's grow a couple of tree branches here and make some fresh stone axes. Because otherwise, I think we would be going through our fairly large meat cleaver collection fairly quickly. I think we're out of. No, actually, what are we out of? Nothing. Okay. Just the tree branches. I don't know why it was initially only creating 4. Maybe I was on the wrong item. Let's do 4 of those. Put one on the back. One in the pack. No. Knife here for carving purposes. But yeah, I think that the plan is then still to head back out to the fossil oil area, to the big fossil office building, and see what happened there in the meantime. So we had 2 days where I was just staying at base, reading books, tending crops, taking care of the animals. And I did actually... there's 2 things. First of all, I did put new bait into the traps, which didn't catch anything this time, okay. But I also found that the snare traps actually take bait. It was just that we had the wrong bait the whole time. So I was foraging a little bit and got some dandelions, and I was able to use those as a bait in the snare trap. I wish the game would kind of tell you, like, hey, this needs bait of this kind of type, and not just, if you don't have the right type in the inventory, you don't even see the option. Like, I just have the option there, add bait, and then have it red, as in, hey, you don't have the right bait in your inventory. Bonus points for actually telling me what the right bait is. Are we doing this in the fog? I don't know. Alright, I'll see you over at the oil thing. Yeah. Not too much movement due to the helicopter. I think this was not the best angle to attack the building from. Because of the sidelines here. You can have a glimpse inside that building. Some shelves, premium Jenny. I'm curious why I don't see anything here through these windows. There we go. Just waiting for those zombies that I only see at the windows once they fall through. Are they gonna move fast? Are they gonna stay slow? I'm just hearing somebody on my left. I was getting very concerned, but it's just a fence hugger. The less dangerous variant of the face hugger. You slow, you're slow. I feel like we might be out of breath very soon, so let's... back this way. See if we can get out of the smelly area again. Give me a quick axe check. Yeah, you know, should be okay. Maybe I underestimated how broken this axe was. Got another axe here. Zombie corpses here. Another duffel bag. I don't want more duffel bags. I want a better backpack. Not too much to ask. Oh, sit down. Climb over the freaking fence. There we go. Interesting to find seeds here in the middle of the industrial park. So we have room for some twine? Sure, why not? Hey, I think that's a patch of clay up there. I'm not sure how I actually get to that patch behind the fence line. Yeah, we might actually do a little bit clearing here instead of in front of the building. Get away from the corpses. Zombies behind these fences. And this is also all gonna be awful, because the stuff doesn't disappear. The faults of isometric view. Also, this meat cleaver is on its last leg, and I'm really just using it to make it finally break. Not doing me that favor. Okay, that's... Is it actually clay there? That's gotta be clay. At least I think this is the... So one of the meat cleavers we have is on its last leg. I thought it was the one in the free slots. Yeah, no, it's staying on the last. It doesn't even have any legs anymore. It's just holding on with pure determination and willpower. Alright, back to this area. The loop around the office building. Maybe we're just gonna get zombies coming in now. I see a lot of office building. Obviously, has a lot of computers. I really want to level up some electrical. I should probably take a look at that. I know I've left some electrical items in the other places behind, like these electric switchboards, wall mount things. Yeah. See you. Oh, Leo. Way more busy inside there still than I hoped. Just thinking, one thing we could do here, since we have a generator right in that building, hook that up to that building. It's similar to what we did back in the days in one of the previous rounds with the Akron Community College and with Guns Unlimited, right? First of all, get power inside the building. Second of all, draw the zombies out to the generator. It's a win-win-win-win-win situation. I don't think we have a fuel can. You're a runner. Dead. Might as well hotwire that thing. But I was just interested to see if you by any chance have a fuel can in here. You do not. Latch in there. Interesting. Maybe worth clearing out this side here. Oh. All directions, but all very slow here. Yeah, it's already moist again here. The temperatures are not really... They're unbearable, if you get what I'm there. Anyway, you might have to change your outfits. Surprising amount of accidents that happen with a car and a single trailer that I can't really explain how these happen, because... What's my knife? You up top? No, down below. Okay. So why don't you come to the fence line here? Did the thing again where it put it in my back, but didn't actually put it on the belts. Ooh, that is even better. Like for purposes of drawing zombies out of the building, a shitty blue generator. Maybe exactly what we want here. Sports tire. Heavy-duty car battery. We might just actually... Yeah, I think that the battery we're gonna pick up for sure. I mean, we're barely 2 months in, but previous experiences have shown that batteries on all the parked vehicles are gonna deteriorate, and eventually you just find empty cars. Makes collecting cars a little bit tricky. Yeah, these things. Monitoring station. Actually, I think fairly decent electrical XP. Okay, let's clear these 3-4 zombies down here. Let me drive over, pick up the battery and the shitty generator. This whole oil refinery thing is just super annoying for trying to get a view of what's happening. These pipes are kind of half existing and half not existing. Point in getting this guy's attention to come over here, but he does not seem interested. Do the usual thing, open the door, put this on the passenger seat. The big question is, where do we want to power this building? I hate fighting on this side of the building, but this is also kind of awkwardly accessible. Maybe we just make it more accessible. I mean, we could always walk around that side, but why don't we just sledge out 2 pieces of the fence line here. Three. This wide gap. Hello. Sledging is busy work. I wonder if you get less pain from sledging if you have long blunt experience. Oh, these pipes are supposed to be they're underground and then they're briefly up above ground again. That's not. I thought they were kind of floating somewhere in the air and it wasn't showing me whatever they're connecting to. It's all a little bit wild. You know, that bing 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 sound of, hey, the engine is running and the door is open? I don't think that actually happens for passenger side doors. Doesn't that only happen for the driver's side door? I think in my car I don't even have that for the driver's side door. Any sort of warning sound. Yeah, because we can't start that thing up because we don't have fuel. You know what this building is. Even a connection. Spooky building, and no connection to that part of the building. Move that washing machine. Okay. Have a big snack here or two. Now, I don't think the watermelons, well, they do provide a lot of hunger reduction and even some thirst reduction. I don't think they're great for the weight gain or weight maintaining even. I guess tomorrow we come back with a gas can. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to base, get some proper food, get myself to bed, and we continue this in the morning. And here we are on the next morning. Decided to drive around this way this time. that's actually way faster, and then we can also make sure that this part is clear. Slowly move in the zombie-free zone. I do have a gas can here now. I also brought a spade. I was actually looking to grab a shovel and a sack in case we actually make it to that clay deposit and can actually dig it out. We don't have a shovel, and I didn't find any sack, so yeah, it's a little bit of an issue. I hope a spade also works. I don't know. So, I think I'm just gonna turn this on. Well, connected, I guess. I'm just gonna turn it on. And let's see what kind of party we get here. If we let it, you know, let it simmer for a while. See if we get anyone's attention. It's not, I don't think it actually reaches all the way over there. Well, at least the power doesn't, right? It's 20 tiles. Which is surprisingly short. And meanwhile, kind of planning, you know, I just want to really let that generator do its job for a little bit. Meanwhile, we push on a little bit here. That zombie just attacked that fence and then realized, no, actually this is pointless, and came around instead of sticking to the fence for ages. I'm shocked, I tell you, shocked. I kind of regret a little bit not putting the generator a little bit further away from the building. Putting it like 3-4 tiles away instead of flush to the wall, because then zombies might just, you know, stay on the inside where the sound is. We do what you... I don't think there's a fast way through here. Oh, there's a fast way through there. Okay. Just getting ready to also stab a few fools over there. Now, I was wondering... oh yeah, almost level 1 short blade, just from stabbing zombies through fences. Using a level 6. Take those keys. Careful push beyond all of this. Nothing interesting in there. the shoreline. That's one piece of clay here. Look at all the fishies, though. Fishing for days here. Also, look at all the zombies. That's actually a patch of clay or a patch of dirt, because they can also. I'm not sure if that still happens. When they initially released that way of finding clay, you sometimes had patches of dirt that you would dig out with your shovel. But yeah, due to the lack of a sack, I'm not digging out anything just yet. I wonder what's more terrifying, the runners, sprinters now making that sound, or how it was in the build 41, where a more or less silent runner would just suddenly show up running at you. Can't you guys afford something better than duffel bags? Probably, I'm not sure what I expected. The next oil building, this time gas to go and not fossil oil. What's that guy have? Is that a... I think that's an umbrella. One more guy here, and then we'll do a little lunch break here. Potato soup. I don't want to get into this building. This looks like maybe we can find a proper shovel and a proper sack in there. That it's not open. I saw 2 zombies behind though, so I gotta be a little bit careful. Whoever broke that window did not climb inside. Oh, climb. It's a little bit of an overstatement for what zombies do. Make sure you stop banging that fence here. Check out this little storage shed thing. Still haven't done is make any list of books we still need. I'm just gonna yoink these. This is more a car parts place. I think you usually use shovels to work on cars, so... And if you do, please please stay away from my car. Alright, so now what? This might actually be like a vehicle that might have some interesting stuff in the back. Dart key, I wonder which car that one's for. Oh, for the dart here. Yeah, I'll just leave that on the... Maybe we need it to open the trunk. I'm sure where you are coming from. Steer from around the fence. Ooh, okay. He can stay in there. Just loot. That's a lot of zombie movements. Yeah, maybe I will not move further down here and check these cars, but rather move up and greet these zombies as they come around. If I see them, I should really pick up anything that can be used to start a fire. Need that for pottery and metalworking and other things there. Now, I don't think this thing is crashed on its own here, right? Is there a second car somewhere that I don't see? I don't know. Is this a construction site? God, this is awful. Maybe stone, please. I have to fight exactly between these two columns so I actually see something. This is close to... Oh no, this is the northern end of the big warehouse. Maybe there was a sack in there that I just never picked up. Maybe some fertilizer for the farming goods. also means we're kind of close to that wire factory where we triggered that house alarm a while ago now. I don't think there's still going to be lots of zombies there. They should have dispersed by now. Like, usually you don't have a crashed car on its own. Like, maybe if it ran into a zombie and there's then a corpse in front of the car. I kind of want to check out the remaining cars here in the parking lot. See if they have anything interesting in the trunks or anywhere else. Maybe also check out that little hut, and then I'm gonna drive back and see what our little generator has done for us today. Okay, keep your secrets. Maybe a quick voyage. I don't think I would miss a key like on in the actual parking lot, but if it's between the cars, then it's obviously hard or rather impossible to see. And it's something we were looking for yesterday. Get with the times here. No. Get back to our car and then drive back to the fossil oil main building and see what happened there in the meantime. Now there is something to be said, even though we can't dig this up, I think you should still have a higher chance of actually finding clay near water. Which is first. I thought they added a category for like riverside, waterside. And it ends just there. There's another little shipping thing. This is natural. Want to get a little bit of peek here over on the other side. Okay, definitely more clay to be had up there. Also more zombies. I can see, yeah, no, maybe then a little wall here, and then having a long stretch of the riverside here as a safe fishing spot. Like back in build 41, I would like build a fishing hut somewhere where you can just, you know, cast your line and then fast forward time and have all the fish in the world. But you can't really do that anymore because you always have to look where the little bubbles are. Alright, and there's 2 zombies there. Not gonna lie, I expected a little bit more of a response here. All that effort I went through to get a generator in there. It's 3 zombies. 50% more than I initially thought. Now there's one last issue with bigger buildings in the current version of the game, and that is that I think, so I mentioned it before, zombies inside of buildings only spawn in once you can see inside, right? When you get within 10 tiles of any of the windows, doors, then the zombies inside spawn in. Easy enough. But I think that also only works a certain amount of levels. So I think only 2 levels above are currently spawned in, so the top 3 levels have not spawned yet, which is a little bit of a concern when trying to clear out large buildings. And I don't know if for the higher up levels you actually need to get up on the level itself, or if 1 level below is going to be enough. Like this the other day, I kind of don't want to bash these in because they're metal doors. Alright, first things first. Turn you off. Disconnect. I'm going to bring you up a little bit. It seems fine.
Hey!
A little bit of yelling, and then we'll come back on another day. Out of curiosity, this part there is office stuff. Kinda want to check out what's in this part of the building. Rooms. Changing rooms. Okay. And the second space storage. Where are your monitoring stations? You're not going to monitor shit like that. Weapons locker with a gym bottle. Okay. One nails. Oh no. We let this run overnight and maybe over the next day. And then get back here. You know, we still have a little bit of daylight. What time in the day left? Let me actually have a quick look. All right, you know, I'm gonna do that off camera. I'm gonna just check through the warehouse if there was any sack that I failed to loot. And that would allow us, and maybe a proper shovel, that would allow us then to get the clay from the beach and actually get into blacksmithing. But I'm gonna put a cut in here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.